So you want to learn how to make these cool looking masking transitions you just saw, or such as those? I'm gonna teach you right now. Let's pop into Premiere Pro. So I have these videos recorded and we're gonna go and look at the first one here. It's just a video of me slowly walking up and then looking at the camera, zooming in, and then staying with that face here. You're gonna find a kind of a circle shape or any kind of shape you want, and you're gonna use that shape to actually do the transition. Now, how I achieve this effect is actually I determine where I want the transition to happen. So I have zooming here, and then the zooming kind of stops right here exactly. So what I want to do is take actually a snapshot. Here's my picture, and now I can pop this picture in Premiere Pro like that, cut this part of the clip, and I'm just going to use this image for my transition. If you click on the image or the video that you want to do, for my shape, it's gonna be a circle, so I don't have to draw it myself. But how you would go about this is you could select any kind of shape like so. And now I'm gonna go with the circle, and I'm gonna use this to actually select my eye here. I'm just gonna shrink this until it fits it. Now I have my pupil selected. I'm gonna actually go to here, and this dot, it basically represents the center of your image. I'm gonna use it so I can zoom in on my eye more easily. I'm gonna take another clip that I want to use for my actual transition. It's just me laying down, and then I stand up like this. So here, toggle the animation again. As I said, this is so that you can change this amount through time. I want it at the beginning to be at 100, and now I'm gonna zoom this to 2500. That is about okay. And now I'm just gonna at the end add, after like a shorter period of time, I'm gonna pump this up to maybe like 8000, where it's just my pupil. Now what we're gonna do is actually take the video that we want to do the transition in, and see now it shows up here, and we inverted it. If it's not inverted, you'll get something like this. You don't want that, you want this. So I might just put it from the start here. That's how we make our first transition. We applied feathering, 10%. There might be some dark pixels here, so I'm just gonna slowly do this. Now to make these points, you're just gonna hold the control key and add these points. These are basically the opacity. You can also do them through here. They basically just lower the opacity so that looks a lot cleaner. For the second transition, this frame looks nice, so I can grab. For this animation, you're gonna try to make a video where you're slowly moving something across the whole frame. So at the part where I want to do the transition, maybe like here, we're gonna put this clip above, and we're gonna mask it as we did before. Now we're not gonna use the circle, we're gonna use the actual pen here. I'm just gonna first adapt this to 25% so I can see the full frame. As we said, we're gonna click the free draw bezier. This time we're gonna animate the mask path. So click on this mask and then click on the mask path. We're gonna enable the animation for the mask path. To create the mask, we're gonna click on the mask here, and we're just gonna draw a stupid shape like this. We're gonna go frame by frame. Now I'm just gonna make this inverted so I see what is happening with the actual image that is above. At the end, we're gonna bring this back. I want to start masking my hand, if you can see my fingers here, and I'm gonna start adding these points. Now this doesn't have to be 100% correct, because you can use the feathering and adjust it later. Just go each frame and move these accordingly, or add new dots, your thing moving in. Now this is my backpack slowly moving in, so yeah. And in the end, your whole mask should look like this. Now we can see our result by clicking the inverted button. You can see how it looks kind of pixely, like a PlayStation 1 model. To fix this, we're gonna add a bit of feathering. So as I said, I usually like to keep it at like 50, and that kind of blends it in nicely. You can even go a bit more and make it more smooth. And this looks kind of more natural. It has that motion blur. And when we connect these two, this is what they look like. Again, first transition. And then the second one. And we're gonna leave this clip at the end, so we have room for the last transition. Now the last transition is pretty easy. You're just gonna make a video of some subject close up. Doesn't matter what it is. I chose my GoPro here. And from the beginning where you want to blend in the clip, you're gonna go and export a frame. Here's my picture. So we're actually gonna use this picture for the masking and then play the clip. What I mean by this, we're gonna put the actual picture on the clip, we're gonna blend the picture in, and again we're gonna mask the actual picture here. To mask the picture, we're gonna use the actual shape tool here again, but this time we don't need to animate the path. If you need to, you can zoom on this camera to make it easier, or your subject, to make it easier to select it. And again, this doesn't have to be 100% correct. And here's our shape. Now to make this a bit smoother, we're gonna animate the scale. So I like to start, I'm gonna make this subject a 170 scale like that. Now it's gonna slowly turn down to 150 and fastly gonna turn back to 100, and that is where our actual transition will come in. So let me see that. This is what the actual camera looks right now. So when it turns down totally like this, when it scales down, we want to switch to our next clip. So basically what we did is scaled it from 170 here to 150 and then slowly to 100. So now just at the frame where it turns to 100, which is this, we're gonna cut this clip, delete it, and delete the rest of this clip. And now we can bring in our actual clip here. So this is what it looks like. And you get that seamless transition. This is what most of the guys, when they edit car videos, use for logos and such. I hope you found this video helpful and you might use it in your videos. If you did, make sure to subscribe and like this video. I'll make sure to post more tutorials of video editing. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. I'm your host, Mixa. It's been a pleasure.